Now let's do something more realistic. We kind of saw how we can create an object from our customer class, which allows us to have all the related information in one place for each object. This way we can actually create unlimited number of customer objects, all of them completely independent from each other, and we can have a list of them. So let's actually do that. So I have this file data.csv. I added a bunch of customers information inside it. I'm just going to drag and drop it under this folder. You also have access to this file, so you can just follow me. So look at that. I have like 9 different um, customer information. This could be 9,000. This could be 9 millions. It doesn't matter. We can actually read everything from this file and then create customer objects for each of these, or we can actually let the user to enter all the informations through the keyboard one by one. It doesn't matter. I just want to show you that we can actually create a list of customer objects and work with that, go through it, look for things, which is more realistic way of dealing with objects. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to add a new file, main2.py. Let's first thing first, from customer file, let's import our customer. You know what? I'm just going to import everything. We only have one class, which is customer inside that file, but it's good to do it this way. Okay, let's just start with our main block. And let's just define our main method. All right, so let's just start with the path to that file, which is going to be the file name. Since they're all in the same folder, I don't need to provide any actual path. All I need is just the file name. And you know what? I'm going to create a separate method that is responsible for going through the file and reading each lines and creating customer object and returning a list of all customers. Again, the whole idea is that we organize things better. That's why I'm actually creating separate methods for each task. That's what I'm going to call it. Sorry, sometimes I have typos or something. So if you see any typos, there we go. I just saw one. Just fix it in your code. Sorry about that. Okay, so what I want to do, I want to create a list of customers. So let's open the file. We're just going to open the file. We just provide the path and we're opening the file just for reading. That's what this R means. And we just assign that to this file object. So now this file object is connected to this file. So now I can just use the file object to go through everything that I have inside this file. The first line is just the header. I don't want that, so I'm just going to skip it. There we go. So this is for skip the header row. All right, so from now on, we're going to loop through our file. Every time we loop through the file, it gives us one of these lines all in string format. Okay, so now I need to separate them. So we're going to strip all the data and we're going to split them from where I have the comma. So by doing this, I'm going to end up with the list of all parts from each line. Okay, I know the first part is going to be the ID. it's going to be in string format. So I'm just need to make sure it's integer. So I'm going to convert it into integer. So the next one is going to be the first name, parts 1. The second one is going to be the last name. I'm going to copy this just to add up speed a little bit. The next thing is going to be address. That's going to be number 3, element at index of 3. And finally, the last part, element at the index of 4, is going to be the phone number. Okay, so now I have all the items to create a customer object. So ID number, and then the first name, and then the last name, and then the address, and then the phone number. I can save this inside the variable, or I can just directly add it to my list. There we go. So we just opened the file. We went through all the lines one by one. We strip and split all the lines into different parts. We grabbed each part and we used them to create a customer object, and we added that object to the list of all the customers. Nice. And when we are done, we are going to return our customers list. So this thing, the expected output here is a list. And this, the expected value here is the string value. All right. Okay, so now I can just call that method, give it the path, and this method is going to take care of everything for me. Let's look at how many elements we have here. So by calling the len method, we get the length of our list, which should show us how many elements we have inside it, or how many customer objects we have inside it. Let's just print this message to make it nicer. And just for the record, I'm just going to go through all of them and print them. We only have 9 of them, so let's just do that. And okay. All right, save. Let's run it. Hopefully we don't have any errors or anything. Oh, I have an error here. Okay, that's sorry. That's not how I should have done it. Okay, that's how we do it. So, sorry about the mistake. That's the right way of doing it. All right, let's run it again. There we go. So we were able to go through all the elements. We added 8 elements here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There we go. We have 8 objects here, not 9. I was wrong. And we were able to print them one by one. Okay, now I have everything loaded up inside this list. Let's see, I want to look for a specific customer. Let's say I want to look for Carla, for example. So if let's just loop through all of them again. And customers, if c dot first name, let's get the first name. Let's make sure we're converting it into lowercase. Carla. Okay, so if we have Carla, let's just print what we have inside the card for this person. There we go. We were able to loop through all the customers. We found the Carla, and we were able to print the card for that. I can also print the card. I can find it, and let's say we want to add item for Carla here. Test. Let's just add 3. Okay, I'm just gonna add something because I also want to know where Carla is located inside my list. So basically, I want to know the index of this item, Carla. So I'm just going to add something here. Um, so this way we can get the object, also the index. Um, and once we find that, we are going to save the index here. Okay, so I just added something just for Carla, and now I'm just going to print um, card just for Carla. Oh, I used the wrong variable here. Okay, this should be that. There we go. We just added 3 items to Carla's car. So look at that. Everything now is extremely organized. I have each element of this list is one independent customer object. If I want to change anything about these customer objects, all I need to do is to just come here and change the code, whatever I want to change. Now maintaining and organizing things are much easier.